Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. This is Defub21, and today we have a bit of very interesting Rockstar-related news. On the official Rockstar Twitter account, at the time of recording yesterday, the 16th of October, the lovely people at Rockstar Games posted an image. The image, which I'll have up in front of you now, is basically a red screen, effectively, well, the color red, with varying different shades of red in it, with the Rockstar logo. Now, this color in particular is kind of very much associated with one particular Rockstar game, which is Red Dead Redemption, which is now, must be... how many years ago that come out? I cannot remember. It came out in the 360 and the PlayStation 3. I think it is the only major last-gen Rockstar game not to be ported to PC. GTA 4 and 5 are ported to PC. LA Noire was also ported to PCs. This is only one of the previous Rockstar games to have not been released on PC. I don't think only one of the Rockstar games of the last generation, really, not to have been ported to PC. Now, initially, yesterday, people thought it was not known precisely. There was some who theorized that maybe they were rather than referring to Red Dead Redemption, they might actually be referring to Rockstar. What's it called again? Table Tennis. Was that the game? I guess that came out. Also came out in the 360 and PlayStation 3. One of the perhaps more idiosyncratic and not well-known games that Rockstar released on the 360 and PS3. There was also some intimation by people out there in the ether that it might also have been a clue or a hint that they were about to release a PC port of the original Red Dead Redemption on PC. However, at the time of recording, on the 17th of the 10th, 2016, 4 hours ago, the Rockstar has posted a second image, which I'll put in front of you now. This image is, if you see it in front of you, it's basically a scene. You've got this black, which obviously represents the ground. You've got a red background with this kind of bit of yellow, which probably implies the sun. And you have a grand total of 7 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. All of whom appear to be male, but that may turn out to be not the case. You never know. There might be changes between now and what we can only assume is Red Dead Redemption 2's release. The reason this is that the theory is that this is, again, more basically confirmation that this is Red Dead 2, is because one of the kind of main defining technical features and storytelling devices of Grand Theft Auto 5 was the ability to jump between 3 different characters in GTA, the 3 couple of different main characters in GTA 5. And of course, Grand Theft Auto 5 was designed to run on last-gen console hardware, the 360 and the PlayStation 3. If you take into account the much more advanced hardware that the Xbox One and the PS4 represent, then what we're more than likely looking at here, wouldn't imagine they'd be easily able to design a game that would be able to allow you to jump between maybe as many as 7 characters. Now, whether that actually happens or not, we don't know. It could also be a fact that or I don't know, it may happen, it may not. It could also be the fact that it could be a reference to the Magnificent Seven. I think it was a series of a TV show or movies or a combination of both. I can't remember, which was in of itself an adaptation of a Japanese movie, I believe. I'm not not you, Jimbo, is it? It's Seven Samurai, I believe. Again, the name eludes me. I'm sure someone will let me know in the comments one way or another whether I'm right or wrong. But as it stands, it looks like we're getting a Red Dead 2 announcement, and one can assume pretty damn soon. This is typical for Rockstar. They tend to avoid the kind of big press events like E3 and stuff, and really do things on their own timetable when there's no one out there who would be competing with them for attention. So right now, Battlefield 1 isn't out till the end of the week, certainly not here in Europe, the 21st. The big game launches that they're following afterwards in the next couple of weeks, leading into the rest of October and into November and December. So by getting it any, I would imagine if we're getting, this appears to be the escalating phase of initial PR campaign. So next, maybe another image, maybe two more images, maybe then some sort of trailer or teaser trailer leading to an all-out trailer for this game, maybe this week, or sometime in the remainder of the month. Who knows? But right now, this looks very, very promising indeed. Some people might be thinking, it has occurred to me, I don't think this is very likely, and I think there'll be certain fanboys out there who would love it to be true, but I think it's extremely unlikely that the reason why it's getting announced now is because the big elephant in the room in gaming in general has been the fact that the Nintendo NX is supposed to be out at the end of the Japanese fiscal year, which I believe is March next year. And Nintendo has not yet to announce anything publicly. They've not done a Nintendo Direct. They've not had a press conference. This is incredibly late to be starting a PR campaign. And theoretically, there's some people who are claiming that there'll be a surprise Nintendo Direct this week or some point in what's left of October. I'm not convinced. But I'm sure some people will claim, oh, they're showing this now because it's leading up to a surprise Nintendo Direct, and this is going to be shown at the Nintendo Direct or at a Nintendo surprise press conference. I think that's highly unlikely. Again, Rockstar's modus operandi has been to avoid other companies' press conferences, particularly the platform holders ones, and then do their own announcements and trailers independently of everyone else when, all attention can be concentrated on them. I think it's also, if there's one thing you can say about Nintendo, one of the key problems the home console business has had is that attracting third-party games like this, of a kind of darker, more mature, more violent nature, has been a fundamental weak spot for the company for quite some time. None of the original 3 great GTA games, 3 Vice City or San Andreas, were on the GameCube because its disk capacity was too low for a large-scale open-world game. I don't remember that there wasn't any Rockstar games that I can remember on the Wii. The Wii U's been, again, complete third-party support has been completely absent, effectively, particularly Western support, which is one of the reasons why the Wii U has done so appallingly bad. Maybe the boys and girls at Rockstar have felt embarrassed or have pity for Nintendo, and they've decided to just throw them a bone. Maybe that's possibly happened. Maybe Nintendo's thrown them a bit of money their way. That's possible. Although, to be absolutely clear, this is not going to be a Nintendo exclusive. The amount of money Nintendo would have to throw at Rockstar to convince them to keep what would be, and this is particularly crucial. Not only is this the sequel to Red Dead Redemption, which was a great game, fantastic story, but equally importantly, it's the first built from the ground up current gen Rockstar game to be released. If it is released, say next year, unless something else comes out in the medium term. Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in 360 and PS3, was a last gen game. Same for Red Dead Redemption 1, same for LA Noire, GTA 4. So fundamentally, this is the first, in certainly console terminology, the first current generation Rockstar game. If Nintendo did have it at its press conference or the Nintendo Direct, even if it was just to show it off, it wasn't a Nintendo exclusive or anything, that would be something of a PR coup. Certainly get people talking about the Nintendo press conference, and it would be a very good indicator from a hardware perspective that the NX, or whatever they decide to call the next home console, or the next, whether it's a home console, a portable, or a home console portable hybrid, or whatever it is, it would be a very good indicator in terms of the chips in the box one way or another, because this is a game that'll be, I would imagine, quite technically demanding, and if it will run uncompromised on Nintendo's next system, that would be, very much a vote of confidence for Nintendo, because one of the key reasons why the Wii U was such a disaster is because a lot of third-party games designed and engineered for the 360 and the PS3 just wouldn't work on it. Not enough main RAM bandwidth, a processor, which, for those who don't know, the processor in the Wii U was the same chip found in both the Wii and the GameCube, which is in itself based on an IBM technology the IBM stopped developing and effectively abandoned the development of new products based on it in the late 90s. It's effectively decade-long dead technology, and the fact that Nintendo went with it, continued to go with the Wii U, was completely insane at the time, and it's one of the reasons their third-party support was just so bad. So many games just could not work on the hardware. The Bethesda RPGs didn't have enough processing power for them, didn't have enough RAM bandwidth for them, which is very important in open-world games, whether they be RPGs or shooters like this. Maybe Nintendo has learned its lessons. Maybe that has happened. Maybe Nintendo has built a machine that enabled developers and publishers to make the games that they want to make. But again, I think it would be one hell of a shock if they did show it off at a Nintendo Direct or a press conference of some sort. But I think that is highly unlikely. Anyway, quiet you if you heard that. That's the dog growling in his sleep. Anyway, as I said, let me know what you think in the comments. If you're looking forward to this or not, let me know. Let me know your hopes and dreams for this game in terms of what you'd like to see in it. I personally, better graphics. To be honest with you, the fact that you could jump between 3 different characters in GTA 5, it's okay, and I suppose it allowed for more complex storytelling, but for me, GTA 5 really just came off as being a prettier version of 4 with more refined, improved controls and gameplay mechanics. That's good to a degree, but frankly, I'd seen it before, and it wasn't a particularly exciting game for me. They'd have to really improve things, particularly on the from my standpoint on the AI side, artificial intelligence side of things, to and make the world a bit more complex and dynamic as a result. To really get me really excited. But again, this will be the first current gen Rockstar game, and that alone is seriously attention getting. And it is an interesting time from a pure standpoint. It's quiet at the moment. Battlefield 1's out at the end of the week. They've probably got, there's more games coming out as time goes on, obviously leading up to Christmas, but they've got a bit of room to get people talking. We're not getting a 2016 release. I would be completely gobsmacked if that were the case. That's the shortest PR campaign in history, if that were the case, and I don't know how successful that would be. But again, Red Dead and Rockstar do have very substantial and justified reputations, so you never know. But right now, I don't think it's coming this year. I think it's highly unlikely it's coming this year, and I think it's highly unlikely, despite what Nintendo fanboys might hope, and girls, I doubt it's getting announced either for Nintendo's next home console, or being shown off in a Nintendo Direct or a press conference showing off the NX. If Nintendo were planning on launching the NX in March next year, we really need to have an announcement with details on the hardware soon. This month, if they go into early November, maybe, but that's really, really pushing it. Again, let me know your thoughts on Rockstar, Red Dead Redemption 2. Let me know your thoughts on Nintendo and the NX in the comments below. Please like this video for more content like this, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so for more content like this, usually put on the U of the tubes between Friday and Monday. This is Defub21 signing off. Toodaloo.